Today I will build my first FPV launch pad. A launch pad is a device that allows you to tilt the drone before you even launch your drone to have a smoother and faster start. On most of the racing events there is some kind of launch pad available, and we also need this for our first race we're gonna host this year, and also for our practice sessions to increase our performance during the launch control start. And in this video we're gonna design, build it and test it finally to see if the design I came up with is really valid and if it works. And right now I'm in Greece, in Crete, enjoying my vacation, and you also should enjoy this video. And if we build and design something, we do not know how it should look like at the end and what material we want to use. It is important to define some requirements, and then we can see if the design, the material, is fulfilling all the requirements. Let's take a look at the requirements I gathered and my launchpad has to fulfill. So of course I want to have a level platform. It should be at least 800 millimeters above the floor. So then it's easier to launch the drone and maybe also go down a little bit after start. This just enhances the chances of a good launch. I want to have a solid construction, so it should be rigid, and I want to start multiple drones next to each other, and this should not be too shaky. The gap between the drones, or between the left and the right arm, should be at least 80 millimeters. So the LiPo has to fit in, and that's basically it. It should be portable, or at least there should be an option for disassemble. Our storage space on our field is quite limited, and that's why it needs to be kind of take as less space as possible. There should be a non-slip surface, of course, but even if I have whatever kind of material, I can attach something on it, which makes it non-slippery. And it should be weather resistant. Basically, when it stands in the rain, it shouldn't be an issue. And these are all the requirements that need to be fulfilled. Let's take a look at what kind of material we can use and what options we have. Basically, I got three materials I can choose from. I have a 3D print made out of ABS, PETG, PLA. I can use wood, or I can use aluminum extrusion profiles. Let's take a look at what are the pros and the cons of each kind of material. Let's start with the 3D print plastic. So basically it is fully customizable. There are a lot of templates on Thingiverse and other platforms I can choose from. It is really light, and if I find one that really fits my needs, I can just print multiple out of them. Downsides, of course, it is weak compared to aluminum. It doesn't hold as much force, and I got limited build size in terms of my 3D printer I got. I got a Bambulab A1 Mini. The build size is 180 by 180, and the height is also 180 millimeters. With wood it's a bit different. Of course, it's really cheap to buy wood in your DIY store. It is easy to build, to fully customize your design and to have the wood in the right length that you need. And depending on the diameter of the wood I would choose from, it is also kind of stable. For me, the biggest downside is the reassembly option. Basically, I guess with wood it's a bit more bulky, and since our storage area is quite limited, I need to reassemble it for every training. How reliable are the joints after 20 times of reassembling? This is one question, and also unprofessional. It's not the most professional looking option. With aluminum it's also a bit different. The pros, of course, aluminum is the most durable and most professional looking option, and it is also easy to build modular if you got the aluminum already in the right size, in the right length. Downside here, the biggest downside of course, are the cost. It is the most expensive option. It is hard to cut if you do not buy it in the right length already, and let's be honest, it's a bit over-engineered. You don't need aluminum profiles, extrusion profiles, to have a launch pad. There's not much of force being placed into the aluminum extrusion profile. The only option or the only requirement I have is it shouldn't be too shaky when multiple drones are starting from the same platform. Tell me in the comments, what would be the best option that you would choose right now out of the three materials? Basically a big decision, but I think I will go with aluminum because of the modular and really professional looking design. And basically I'm a bit worried about the shakiness when multiple drones are launching from the same launch pad. That's why I want to go with aluminum. I can easily extend the whole structure. If it's too shaky, I can add more aluminum profiles to it to make it more sturdy. And yeah, I will take aluminum. Wood, of course, would also be an option, but with wood, I'm a bit worried about the possibility for reassembly after every training, how sturdy it will be after 20 trainings. That's the issue I encounter right now. And with the 3D printer, I only got the Bambu Lab with really limited volume build size, and that's why it should take too long, and basically I can't connect them really properly to hold enough of force. And yeah, let's go with aluminum. There are a lot of suppliers, aluminum extrusion profile suppliers I can choose from, and they cut the material directly in the right length that I need. But therefore, of course, I need a working design and have the exact measurements of each profile so I can order it. And after some iterations, I came up with this design. And it has some advantages and some disadvantages. I wanted to have a platform for 3 copter starting at the same time to start with, to see how sturdy and stable it is. If it's not sufficient, I can of course add another pole, 800 millimeters, and do not place it in the center, but on the left and the right corner to make it more stable. And even on the surface, on the bottom level, I can add another 400 millimeter pole on the other side. And I'm going to use 2 different kinds of profile. I'm going to use 40 by 40 slot 8 millimeter aluminum profile for everything except the 2 launch pads where the drone is placed on. 40 millimeters is a bit too narrow, and I need at least 80 millimeters, so I can even use like a 7-inch drone. This would also work out. So here you see the list of material. I'm gonna see how much it will cost. I'm gonna order it, and then we're gonna have our working launch pad, hopefully, and we're gonna test it to see if this is sufficient and if it will work out. I'm really curious, and actually I'm excited. So let's go and order and buy it. And look what I got here. It got already delivered. The aluminum extrusion profile. 3 days after ordering, it is already here. Now I just need to unbox everything, see is everything in there, and then we're gonna have our first try of building it and see how it behaves here, how sturdy, how stable it is. Really curious, and let's see how long it takes to build up this launch pad. Awesome, really happy that it's finally there and we can start building it. Delivery service said it's 9.72 kilograms. Let's just believe it. And this is everything that came. Actually, it looks completed with everything I did order. Let's start to build it. Ask me how I'm doing awesome. Fake energy, that's where you lost him. If you come around this time, it costs you. I can't judge nobody, no, we all fucked up. I don't trust nobody. And look at this. Here it is. I also got the covers here. But yeah, actually, I'm not really satisfied. You see how shaky it is? We're gonna test it anyways, and then we're gonna define what is needed to make this a perfect launch pad. But before we start with flying, I did print some slot covers, because here, when I put the rubber on it to make it even more smooth, I just thought it is easier if this is a flat surface. So as you see here, so this is flat, and now I will just push them in here, and then we are good to go. Kind of, yes. And it just did rain a lot. It was really heavy rain, and now the humidity is just going crazy. But we can still fly. So I want to get this thing ready, and then we can finally test it. Mover will test it now, finally. As we know, it is already way too shaky, but let's see how it behaves when we launch a copter. On the outside, for even more stress test. And I only got this kind of rubber here. For the final version, I got 80 millimeter rubber tape that I will just place completely on it. But yeah, let's see. Now I guess So this is really sticky, this is not needed. I got different ones that will come with the final version. It works! It works! But really shaky. Look at it. Okay, please come back. Land in the exact same position. Will he manage? Oh, almost. Okay, we are launching one more time and now you got the full view on the launch pad. Full speed, please. Okay, what did we see now? Actually, it's not working like this. And now I can start 3 copter, 1, 2, 3. But at the end, I need 5 copters to start properly. And I need to extend it. This is not the final design. We need to make some adjustment. Okay, as we just saw, it's not working like this. Even this, after seconds of touching, it is still shaky. And this is probably because there's too much torque within this aluminum extrusion. This one, this is the weakest point here. And the adjustments I'm gonna do is, so basically 3 copters and I need 5. So I will get 4 more of these. I will get this extrusion in a longer version for 5 copters. And then I will add, that's the question, 2 more of these or only 1? I will add either, the first option, go with here, 1 extrusion and here, or with 3, 1, even 1 in the middle. And I will get 1 more with 400 millimeters on the other side here, just to be safe. Here on the grass, it's really the best soil, the best surface to have it done, the most stable version. But just to be prepared, if we want to launch here from the tartan or from the stones even. And then we're going to test it one more time. What do you think? Please give me your recommendations, your tips, your engineering skills. What do I need to adjust to make it as stable as possible? To be capable of having 5 drones launching at the same time with launch control. I'm not satisfied with this result, not at all. I was definitely expecting more. So basically the next video about my launch pad, I will keep you updated about the progress. And that's it, I would say. I'm out, Neso, mic drop.